How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? What's up? We're gonna. Hey, by the way, sorry. Good to see you. Welcome. We've taken a little bit of time off from the live streams. Hope you all have been fine. I have been. We're gonna cook a little spaghetti. A little spaghetti. A little spaghetti. We're gonna make a lot more than we usually make. We're using a bunch of meat and a couple of onions and minced garlic. I have some Dominoes from yesterday that I'm appetizing on, having myself a little appetizing. Anyway, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and make sure to click the notification bell so that you'll be notified when we go live in moments just like this, or when we post a new video, which will be happening on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Episode 6 of the podcast will drop. I'm probably going to film the podcast after this stream. So, yeah. I'm not doing the around the neck angle. It's annoying. I don't like it. Until I get a better way to do that, I don't know if I'm doing that again. I don't like that angle. It gets in my way, and it's annoying. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. You're doing great so far. Shout out to y'all for being here. So pissed. I pulled this pizza out of the refrigerator. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know how I dropped it, but it started falling and it just fell out. And the whole thing fell face down onto the floor. Like, I don't know. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat it. But what can you do? Welcome to you. Be sure to like the video. And for those of you who say pineapple doesn't go on pizza, here's the way. Pepperoni and pineapple. What's up, Jade? What's up, Roadkill? What's up, Jesse? Roll Tide indeed. Hell of a football game today. Hell of a football game. I believe so. I think pineapple does belong on pizza. All right. First, I'm going to put all this meat in this pot. And this is how we're starting our sauce. All that meat. Yeah, exactly. It's just called pizza. I'm also going to make some tea. I'm craving some sweet tea. I'll need this pot for that. Yeah, I'm sorry if y'all wanted a different angle, but like, until I get like the official strap, that'll go over his shoulders, and I can have the phone like outside of my line of sight, so it's not getting in my way when I'm trying to see what I'm doing. We're just gonna go back to the old. Honestly, here, hold on. By the way, there's 6 of us in here and only 2 likes. Please hit that thumbs up, guys. Costs you nothing. Helps me immensely. Yeah. Maybe we should turn the stove on first. Does that sound fine? Until then, here, let's make ourselves a wee little trip. Let's make ourselves a wee little trip. By the way, if you want, leave Frankie right here for now. Oh, this feels so good. What a football game today, y'all. I know a lot of y'all don't care about football, but man, this is wild. Today was such a good day, sports day. It was not, we didn't like, Alabama blew out the first half. Like we came out like it was going to be 100-0. But it ended up being pretty close, which is wild. But they ended up winning. My baseball team won, and the 2 baseball teams that I needed to lose lost because I want my team to make it to the playoffs. And for my team to make it to the playoffs, I needed 2 other teams to lose, and both of them lost. So if that trend continues tomorrow, we're going to be in good shape. And I'm hoping that it continues tomorrow. First of today. What's up, Eric? I wasn't there this time around. I just, sneakily titled the, what's up, Jason? I sneakily titled my, my video because I knew Kill Tony was in Vegas this week. And I figured it might help it in the algorithm a little bit if I just posted Kill Tony Vegas, because technically that's where it was. The video I posted was from Vegas. It was just from Vegas 2 years ago. 2 years ago, that shit ruled. Got to go on stage with the great Dave Attell, the great Ian Fidance, the great Eric Griffin, of course, Tony and Red Band. And set went as good as you could want. Tony even said it, dude, you came out here and you did what everybody hopes to do. Great set, great interview. It went good. I was very proud of myself in my minute. To catch you guys up on what we're doing, the folks that just joined, thank you, by the way, for joining. Also, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're making spaghetti sauce. Right now I have the hamburger meat in the pot here. So this is going to be a 1-pot sauce. And I'm going to break this up. It's going to be so much easier to do with a better spoon. I don't know why I chose this spoon to use, but this is what I chose. Should have picked a wooden one. But this, I'm making a bit more sauce this time around than I made last time because I made it so well and enjoyed eating it. And spaghetti sauce is such a strong option. What's up, alien? Spaghetti sauce is such a strong option if you want to eat something that is going to be good and consistently good for several days going forward. Like that's awesome. And it's so easy to reheat because basically you just make your pasta fresh. And by the way, make your pasta fresh. We're adults here. Yeah, so if you make fresh pasta and just throw the cold sauce in it before you after you drain it and before you turn the heat off, like it only takes like a minute or so to get it to a comfortable temperature. The only thing I wish is that I had a big, and I guess I could use my other big, deep-welled stainless steel pot to do this because the flavor from all this beef getting stuck on the bottom of the pan and letting the tomato sauce eat all of that away is part of it's part of the flavor, and that's really what we're looking for here is flavor. I'm gonna get this out of the way and put this here. I dropped this whole fucking pizza on the ground, dude. Like I pulled it out of the refrigerator. I don't know how I dropped it. I don't drop things. But I dropped this pizza and it just fell face down on the floor. Al dente. It is not a fry daddy. Thank you, Eric. That was tricky. The tide rolled today. Indeed. Wait on the angle. It'll be worth the wait. I get the... Here's the thing. Our house stays pretty clean. Our house stays pretty clean. But I walk around and I'm wearing my shoes right now. I walk around on 6th Street with these shoes on. 6th Street is disgusting. So like my shoes touched the floor where this pizza fell at some point. And I know it. And it's just fucking with my brain because I'm like, I'm eating this pizza after it touched the floor that my shoes touched after it's touched 6th Street. And that just, ugh. I don't even want to, I don't even, oh. Dylan Sullivan came out. He did the pole dancing show today, and like they tip out for that show, and he made like a pretty good bit of tips. And he said he was tipping everybody out, so he just gave me some. He just gave me a little stack of ones, which is awesome. The great Dylan Sullivan. Oh, I hear this meat getting comfortable with itself. This is getting comfortable with the heat. And I see this tea water is also getting comfortable with the heat. So by that measure, we're gonna give it a pinch of baking soda. About 1/3 cup of sugar. And you know, we're gonna bring this way so you get more of an angle of, oh yeah, that's good right there. That's a good angle because you'll get the corner of the, over here where I'm gonna chop the onion too. This is a good angle, I like this. This is fine. Maybe we'll go just a touch up. That way when I'm back here, you get a whole little bit of, all right, now we're gonna kill the heat on that water. Because we do not want our tea water to boil. About a third of a cup there. Hear that meat doing wonderful things with itself. That meat's being loving with itself. It's getting comfortable as fuck. Bitch. There we go. There's that. Now there's sugar straight into that hot water. And this spoon will do just fine. Stir that sugar into the tea, let it dissolve. And by the time it has reached peak dissolve, we will have the tea bags ready, which we got a new box of tea, a fresh box of tea. I like the Lipton. They didn't always do this, but they do the gold sleeves now, which is nice. I like the little gold sleeve of tea. Who's good nighting? Who are we good nighting? Roll Tide, Jesse. And now, lo and behold, sugar completely dissolved. Also, this is our first cooking stream with the new phone. This is the new phone here we're using. We'll let that tea sit right there and get real comfortable with itself. All right, stir the meat, stir the meat. So now what we're gonna do, tea is steeping. It's not going to hurt anything for this meat to sit on the heat for a while without being stirred. So, cutting board, my favorite knife, and we're going to use both of these onions. Both of these onions right here. This guy, and by the way, when your onions come in this little thing, that makes a giant mess that I wasn't foreseeing. I was gonna say you could just use this to kind of break the skin off, but instead of doing that, it just created a giant mess over here. And boy, do I hate giant messes. Sink, and then we're just gonna We're gonna make quick work of these onions right here, because for spaghetti, I don't need them to be any certain shape, except for small. It's the only thing that matters is I want them to be small. I kind of want them to dissolve in the onions. I want to go ahead and get that guy off. I can hear that meat over there bubbling, doing its bubbly thing. So, chop the end. Chop the other end. This end. That end. Once I get these trimmed and ready to chop, I'm going to give one last stir of that meat before I come back over here to finish chopping them. Okay. Then we will, come on. There we go. Now we got the perfect peel off this top thing. Take that. Let's hope we get as lucky with this peel. Looks like we are. Yeah. Perfect peel. We even let that outer layer go because we're using 2 onions. Losing that outer layer on that one ain't gonna hurt us. Hurt us like Curtis. Watch out. Go, pull back. This is just coming off perfectly. All these onions. And then, same with that. Let's go. All right, now onions are trimmed and ready. Now let's give this one more stir. This is yielding a lot of grease. But we're gonna let this shit cook long enough to soak up the grease back into the onions and back into the garlic that I'm putting in here. So I'll show you guys. Bloop, bloop, bloop. That's what we're working with. This meat looks browned nicely, but we're going to be doing, we're going to be letting these onions cook in there with that. So I'm going to just give it the old dice chop method, where you leave the end intact, but then you and then down here we just leave that up here to the side like that. We'll do the same thing with this guy. Give it the old dice prep. You wanted the picture with the face? I don't like doing it like that. I like pushing down from the top rather than doing that nice chef looking chop. This feels more fluid to me, which I think is important. Like, it's a weird thing about cooking is that you can watch someone else do it and they'll explain to you the right way of doing everything, but maybe their way isn't the best for you. Do your own thing, man. There's There's no rules here. Cut how you want to cut. Now this guy. Over here. Rock that over to the side, and then this mess can get the chef chop. Chef chop works on things that are low to the board, you know. For reference, I'll show you how much onions we got. We're going with that much onions in here. I'm gonna go ahead and give them all the onions. All the onions go. And we'll let the meat and the onions begin to get comfortable with each other. I didn't cut these onions evenly at all, dude. Oh, before I start washing now, I should have already done this. I'm gonna give it a little bit of that minced garlic. By a little bit, I mean a lot of garlic. You know what? I'm actually gonna go a little bit more. Big old chunker. Big old chunker like that. Now we give, that's heavy garlic, dude, that's right. And this meat is all broken apart good now, and the heat is making it super malleable and easy to stir in there. Easy to stir. Hope y'all are enjoying yourselves. You notice we've taken a little bit of time off from live streaming as of late, and now y'all know we've been streaming pretty much every night. Not every night, but like every night that I had free, minus like one night a week. So maybe, you know, we've been getting 3 to 4 streams a week for the last, I don't know, few months. So just taking a little breather from the games. We got GTA 5 ready to go. It's downloaded and literally ready to go. So all we gotta do is start it back up. I was thinking about doing that tonight, but instead of doing that tonight, I gotta pick up a homie from the airport at onion peel here. I wish I hadn't cut that cutting board or washed that cutting board yet. You know what, fuck it, we're just gonna rip this fucker apart with our fingers. So now what we're working with is this onion and meat combination there you can see. Oh, wow, where did that onion literally just shoot up in the air and just stay there for a second and come right back down? I don't know if you guys saw that happen. I don't know if you guys saw that happen, but roll tide. Hell yeah, Jesse. Okay, now with that, I think it's safe to throw away this onion sack. Let the meat, onions, and the garlic get it comfortable. Y'all have noticed I have not seasoned anything yet. X-Files music, that's right. We're going to be hitting this once the onions start softening up a bit in that hamburger grease. That's when we're gonna come in with the salt and the pepper. And we're getting heavy today with the sauce. And when I say getting heavy with the sauce, I mean we are using 4 large cans of red gold crushed tomatoes. Oh, these are whole peeled tomatoes? Oh my God, no. No. I got whole peeled tomatoes? No. Fuck. This is okay. We're gonna be okay. I'll tell you what we're gonna do with that then. We're just gonna big mixing bowl. Big mixing bowl. Oh shit, that just adds extra shit. I thought these were crushed tomatoes. Oh well. Well, this is going to be an interesting step. One can. And I'm about ready to fucking get to work on some iced tea. This is gonna have to take priority now. I should probably just do 2 cans at a time in here. I'm going to use a big fork. We're going to fucking smash these fuckers in here, dude. I'm going to crush the whole tomatoes. I could really use a processor of some sort, but I don't have it. This really sucks. Who knows, maybe this will be something that I end up doing every time now, that going through the extra step. This is not the best way to do this thing that I'm doing, dude. Do I have another, like, sort of utensil that would be better for that? No, not back there. Maybe something over here, like a masher. Maybe a stiff whisk. A big serving fork, maybe. I don't know. Oh, maybe this metal spatula would be good for mashing. That's not bad. That kind of does the trick. But honestly, this is kind of just flattening. I hate so much that I'm making like the largest amount of spaghetti I've ever made at once, and I'm doing it in a way that I've never done it before. So it's not going to turn out exactly the way I want it to, and that fucking infuriates me. Fuck, dude, I really need like a processor. Do we have that somewhere? We've got a juicer. I don't particularly know how to use it. That's not something I'm interested in trying to figure out right this second. This sucks so fucking bad, dude. This is not what I thought I was buying. and I just didn't look closely enough. Maybe once it gets in there with the heat, maybe it'll be easier to break up then. I can only do 2 cans at a time in this. I got another mixing bowl. Let me just do that in another bowl. Fuck. Now it's time to salt and pepper this thing. A lot of salt, a lot of pepper. I'm so fucking mad, dude, that I made such a stupid mistake. Why am I so stupid? This is just kind of, everything else went well today. This is fine, I guess. Fuck. Maybe tomato can lid. Okay, we found a better method now. This isn't so bad. Tomato can lid will slice the fuck out of this thing. Okay, tomato can lid ain't scared. This is a literal razor blade chopping up these tomatoes. Okay, this is better than the other way. Now we're going to go through that other thing and do the same thing with it. Be very careful and grip the fuck out of this thing, because if it slips, it will not be good. I'm gonna go through here and do this and the other one too. Chop enough for now. much easier to do one can at a time instead of doing it one can on top of the other. Because in one can you get to see kind of the shapes of the tomatoes break apart. I could probably do this with like a sharp knife, but I wouldn't get the down stroke of it. Like this is a blade that is on an end and not a side blade like a knife would be. I think getting them chopped up decent this way will make it easier to break that shit apart in the pot. Once we start getting in there. My hand's starting to get tired from gripping this thing so tight so that it doesn't slip. That's where we're going to leave that right now. I don't want to slice my hand open. That shit's getting tired. All right. Sorry. Most riveting content on earth over the last few minutes. Now is when I wish we had one of those like puree things. Now I will take this fork. I mean, there's some pretty large chunks of tomato in here. But I guess that won't be the end of the world. I'm sure seasoned right, it'll still be good. All right, now this hamburger meat is starting to soak back up that grease that it yielded. I think we'll let it do its thing here while we prepare some tea. Tea ready. Tea stirring spoon, clean. Well, not anymore. Bounce out of there. That still counts. Well, not twice in a row, it don't. y'all doing out there? Is everybody still okay with us? Jay, what's up, Lance? Trans Am videos, hell yeah, dude. I support your decision, Lance. Be who you want to be, brother. Love who you love. Teapot, clean. Did I know McDonald's has a triple cheeseburger? Charlie, let me tell you a secret. The triple cheeseburger meal is the cheapest way that you can get French fries and a drink with a meal. That's the move. If you want French fries and a drink with a meal, the triple cheeseburger meal is the most inexpensive way to acquire French fries and a beverage. This meat's getting real comfortable with itself, dude. How long have we been streaming? An hour? Almost an hour. Let's have some sweet tea. Most delicious. Love sweet tea. Lord, it's good. I'd imagine these tomatoes manually crushed in this pot after I let it sit for some time will probably break up a bit easier. What's up, Emo? Sweet tea, 0 sugar, so unsweetened tea. Yeah. Sweet tea, no sugar. That's unsweetened tea. All right, our tomato cans are rinsed out and drying to be recycled. We got 1 thing of tomatoes here. We have another thing of tomatoes here. 2 things of tomatoes. This goes over here. So the amount of grease that was in this is dwindling. And that's kind of how I judge when the meat is ready for the tomatoes. I'm also in this meat, I'm hitting it with, I know I hit it with minced garlic. We're also gonna douse it with a bit of garlic powder. I want this shit to damn to have a worm necklace. I want this shit to drive an IROC Z28. I want this shit to be Italian as fuck. That's what we're looking for. Cook with your nose too, folks. Put your nose in there. Smell the steam. If there is a smell that isn't there that you want to be there, add it. Your nose knows. So we've got our oregano, our parsley. What's up with that parsley different from this parsley? I might use this parsley instead. Extra fancy parsley flakes. Basil. Maybe a thing of crushed red pepper flakes. A single packet of crushed red pepper flakes. Basil, oregano, parsley. Bah. Kind of wanting the meat to burn a little bit, like a dang old vampire. Dang old vampire. Let's, I'm gonna bring my tea with me. Actually, I'm not gonna bring my tea with me. That will encourage me to stay there longer. Haven't smoked all day. We're about to hit number two of the day. The Atlanta Braves played baseball tomorrow. Let's go ahead and crank this guy up. Mixer, speakers, monitor, light is already on. I love turning on my computer. It makes me feel like, you remember in like, you watch movies and somebody cranks up a spaceship and they have to flip all these different knobs and release all these different levers and shit. That's what cranking up my computer feels like. It's like I push the power button on the computer, I flip on my mixer, flip on my speakers, flip on my fan down here, because I want that bitch to go. You hear that little whistle that it does when I turn it on? It's been doing that forever because there's just, ooh, just crack my back in the best way. By the way, in case y'all didn't know, roll tide. Oh, you know what? Let's we'll leave this a little keefless. We'll just hit this the way that it came. Dude, we've stretched so much green tea, or so little green tea so far. Like I've nearly quit smoking during the day completely. Shout out to the sponsors. Put oregano in the spaghetti, gotta put that oregano in the lungs, you know what I'm saying? Okay. This is one of the benefits of walking away from the kitchen and walking out into the living room, kitchen area, is because you get to be introduced again to all of those beautiful smells. Emo, just because South Carolina had a bye week this week, you can't be hating on Alabama out here. The biggest game South Carolina's ever won in their lives was an Alabama game 14 years ago. You ever want to let that meat get a little more comfortable with itself before we introduce our tomatoes? And I'm actually going to let the tomatoes go for a minute before I throw the seasonings in there on it, because I kind of want to break all of this stuff apart. I got my tomato paste here. This is the secret to good sauce. Even if you use like a bottle of sauce or like a jar of sauce, like pre-made, like a Ragu or Prego or something like that. Y'all hear that? Even if you use that, just adding a can of tomato paste and then the same can of water into that, or pasta water at the end, helps a lot. But if you just add tomato paste and then the same amount of water, that really gives store-bought sauce like a little bit more of an authentic flavor. Because just try it, trust me. And you can get tomato paste for 50 cents a can still. And you only need like a single 6-ounce can. One 6-ounce can of paste will do the trick for any amount of spaghetti, really. I'm not crazy about how chunky these tomatoes are still, but I'm hoping for the best once I get it in there on the heat. I'm hoping that the meat will break apart some of these big chunks. The meat plus the heat hopefully break apart these chunks. That's the best. Hell yeah, Lance. Your mom gets it. That's the way to do it. Like even just regular sauce, it just helps so much. Oh, yo. Dude. I can do this heavier because there's a handle on it, and I ain't got to worry about slicing my hand open with it. This is exactly what I was looking for, dude. A pizza roller, bro. This is perfect. I'll feel a little bit better about it even still after this. This also gives me a little something to do, so I'm not just staring at the sauce, and I let it become what it wants to be over there. Yeah, so I was saying earlier, oh, maybe I'll just do it every way this time. Never doing it this way again. I'll just go to the small cans. I got those because they were the big cans, and I don't know what I was looking at. I don't know. I saw crushed tomatoes. I guess I was just so excited to get out of there. Yeah, I bet once these tomatoes get in there, mixed up with that grease, this will all come apart much better, because this is even better now. I gotta wash this thing immediately. All the acid in that tomato will make this bitch crust. Rust. I've had this pizza roller a long damn time. Oh shit, is Gary Panisse in the house? Did I see a random Gary Panisse sighting? Well, my cookbook is just, if it were I would have to credit so many more people in my cookbook. Like, okay, now we're starting to get that. Y'all remember last time we did it, we were waiting for that pop every time that we stirred it? We're starting to get that pop now, which means that we're much closer to where we want to be. I gotta stop taking so many sips because I'm gonna be running out of tea before the meal is done. Gary Panisse. Everything else go smooth for the rest of the night, brother? That crowd seemed tight. Tighter than hell. Maddie was doing good when I left. Maddie always does good. Marcus was holding his own up there. They were being weird. Me and my boy Greg DePaul. By the way, I kind of credit Greg DePaul with the winning of this game tonight because Georgia had come back and was in the lead. And Greg came and stood next to me. And when Greg stood next to me, shit started turning around. Alabama got the ball back in one play, touchdown. All of a sudden, we're back on top. And I was like, Greg, you ain't going nowhere, son. You standing right the fuck here for the rest of the night until this game's over with. And he did. He stood there. And then we won. Greg's a good luck charm. So tomatoes are ready to go. It's almost ready to be going in the meat. I know I'm going to need pasta and a large pot of water. So we'll go ahead and get that going over here where you can't see me. Just know that what I'm doing over here is allowing a large pot of water to fill with filtered water out of the tap in the refrigerator. Exciting, right? I thought so myself. I thought, you know, what would be exciting right now? What would the viewers enjoy? And what I came up with was my viewers would enjoy me standing off camera, out of camera shot, filling up a large pot of water and just, I mean, you know, just standing here waiting for this thing to get full enough for me to sit it on the stove and just have it ready, because this is cold water coming out of here. I mean, the coldest, purest, cleanest water. We tested this water up against bought bottled water. And not even the cheap kind, but the big Essentials bottle, I think it's called. We tested it against that water, and the test strips read that it was the same as bottled water that was coming out of the refrigerator, which is nice, Let's see if we get that nice big pop here. Oh, there we go. That's what we wanted. Now that means some shit's getting married to the bottom. Hot. I love how these pots work, because the top is like there's so much, all the heat staying in the bottom with it. Ooh, 12 and 12, hell yeah. We did it. We're gonna let this meat go for probably another, how long have we been going here? Hour 15. Which means the meat has been in there for, shit, how long? Probably an hour 10, give or take. So the meat's been going for over an hour for sure. And that's kind of how I was told by the homie Gnarly. I gotta go pick him up at the airport in a little while. He's the one that told me that you kind of want, to get the meat before you add the tomato sauce. You kind of want to get it almost crumbly, you know, nice and crumbly. I ain't in no weeds. You into weeds? I'm just waiting. Like Hank Williams. And after a while, there won't even be any grease bubbling up out of the bottom. It'll all be cooked out. You know? All the grease will be cooked out of the meat. onions up here on the side of this pan. Pot. That's fine. Once we get the tomatoes in and I get everything seasoned and that's going for about, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, then I'm gonna start my pasta. Exciting? I'm excited. I'm exhausted. I'm wondering if I should just wait till tomorrow night to do my podcast episode after I get off work tomorrow. I should probably do that. I think I'll wait till tomorrow because I'm working tomorrow. So once I get home, I'll have this energy and I'll need something to put it on. So maybe I come straight home tomorrow and do the podcast because I won't have to cook a whole meal. I just reheat the sauce with the noodles. I'm gonna be eating sauce for a few days now. More garlic and some onion. I could do garlic bread. I actually have hamburger buns that I'm not gonna make hamburgers with. So I could actually utilize that and make some garlic bread. Might do that, we'll see. I ate some leftover Domino's pizza, but whatever I don't eat, I'm gonna toss because it all went on the floor face down, and that just doesn't sit well with me. Let's hear this. Nice. Nice pops, and I'm still not hearing what I want to hear, so. We'll leave that there for the time being. Mr. Beast giving me that look like I need to take a sip of this tea. I'm getting ready to. I'm hearing a nice little bit of pops out of there now, just out of the on its own accord. Garlic buns. I usually don't work Sundays either, but I traded my Tuesday shift for the Sunday shift because I worked last Sunday, and it was actually a fun shift, and I ended up getting a spot on the late show there, which was cool. That won't happen tomorrow because it's a showcase. The great Frank Castillo, Comedy Store regular, Comedy Store legend. He's doing a late show tomorrow, and then the closer on Sunday is a good little showcase. Good little weekly showcase. Let me see. All right, I'm starting to see the color in here that I like, but maybe not enough of it. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave it be for a minute. We're gonna leave it be for a minute and just come back here and just let it do its thing. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Please get crispier meat, let it be. When I find myself make spaghetti sauce, gotta leave for crispy meat. Leave the meat on the heat, crispy meat. And then I'll make the pasta, and I'll pour a little sauce in it, hoping out for crispy meat. Crispy meat, crispy meat, crispy meat, crispy meat. I make spaghetti all week, crispy meat. What's up, Hans? This is Hans Bliss. This is Hans Bliss. This is what happens as soon as I'm done streaming. Every single time, whenever I click stop streaming, we go into a consistent state of this for a minute. By the way, somebody told me Super Chat was broken. I don't know if I believe them or not, but maybe one day we'll find out for sure. Also, you can tip Frankie if you want, but I don't know if the thing is posted in the description. It's probably not, and if it's not, oh well. I still think Super Chat's broken. Whenever I walk back in there to stir that meat, that shit's gonna be nice and crispy. Cause I'm gonna just leave it, dude. I'm gonna sit here, maybe fall asleep. You know, maybe wake up to the smoke alarm going off, you know. Maybe all of y'all just sitting out there just in the chat like, wake up, the meat, wake up. You gotta go do the meat. But I can't hear your comments. I can't hear your chats. I can't hear them. I can't hear you. How crazy would that be? I'm gonna actually open up YouTube here. That'll help me burn another couple minutes. Ooh, Whatever is live and Gizmo Penguin is live. Two of my favorite channels. Jordan Jensen, the adorable coyote, Whiskey Ginger. Holtzman released a new video, Holtzman's Hotel. I bet he's going to say, thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Thursday. September 26th.
He is in
about 8:30 a.m. and I'm in a
like
very
Los
special
Angeles.
place on Hollywood Boulevard.
That is
Across
Los Angeles.
the street is the famous Man's Chinese Theater and
Hollywood Boulevard. Shout out Brian Holtzman 11 hours ago. By the way, cancel Holtzman 2. We're at 135,000 views on that, man. It's going pretty good. We're at 277 on cancel Holtzman 1. There it is. Ooh. Thank God it's Thursday. Holtzman was texting me yesterday. He sent me a picture of Jared Nathan. I told him not to get too close or he'd catch it. Ooh, how an elf was turned into an orc. That sounds like a fun video to watch. How long have we been sitting here? Is it time to go back? It's probably time to go back, huh? Yeah. We laid here for a minute with our eyes shut. Let's go. Let's go back in here. Oh man, when you walk back in here and you get hit by that smell, dude, it's like that's exactly what we were looking for right there. That is exactly what we were in the market for right there. Now listen to these pops here. That is that sound we wanted. Oh yeah, and that steam is hot on my knuckles, dude. Now let's see in here. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of nice char that is built up on a few of these pieces that were on the bottom layer. Yeah. Yeah, this is ready for sauce now. Because it's probably been, what, 90 minutes? 87 minutes, perfect, that's fine. All right, let's go with these tomatoes. And these tomatoes. I'm gonna try something too with this, opening this can of tomato paste. I should probably stir all them tomatoes in before I turn around and start washing stuff, but it's too late. I've already committed to washing at least this one. And I don't get in the way of cleaning when it's happening, dude. Now let's get a little stir on with these. Bring that meat up in these tomatoes. There's a lot of meat. I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't seem like a lot of tomatoes. It's a lot of chunky tomato. Damn, that's gonna be some meaty ass sauce. I might need more. Okay, so I'm going to cut open both ends of this can here. Try a new way of a nice little plunger effect where you push out from one end. There we go. I got this top thing off here. I'm gonna use the end of this fork to see if this works. Maybe just use the finger. Because what's it gonna hurt, right? Oh snap, well, we gotta get the fucking, get this fucking thing out of there. Well, that actually fucking worked, dude. And to that, we're just gonna go that much water. Where's that fork? Bam. Bam. much of this tomato flavor off the side of the pan. To be honest, I don't think I'm going to add this water. Because this tomato paste, those tomatoes need to be crushed, dude. This is going to be terrible spaghetti sauce. I'm really not excited about how this is turning out. I'm gonna need that that sauce is gonna have to go for a while. Yeah, dude, not liking the way that this is turning out so far. I'm pretty disappointed in myself for being a dum-dum and not getting crushed tomatoes and instead getting shitty whole peeled tomatoes. Like, that was such a dumb thing to do. I'll show you guys what it looks like. It just doesn't look like, it doesn't look like spaghetti sauce because it's not. Sauce is supposed to be made with whole tomatoes. It's like, look at that. That doesn't look like sauce. Look at how chunky those tomatoes are in there. That's just not what sauce is supposed to look like. It's supposed to be like creamy. And this is chunky. And it is not supposed to be. I mean, who knows? Maybe after it cooks for a while, it'll come around, but as of right now, I got super low expectations out of this. I'm gonna let it cook a little bit more before I add the seasonings to it. Man, that makes me mad, dude. Out of how well everything went today, I'm really upset about this. Everything was supposed to go this well. All right. What could I do to do I have any more? honestly, I got another, I'm gonna borrow a can of tiny can of actual crushed tomatoes from old Tony Fat Hands. And maybe that will help it. Give it a little more of that tomatoey red. See, that's the thing, is that the brown of the meat visually is overpowering the red of the tomatoes. So maybe I just need to let this shit sit for a while and just let those tomatoes break down. Because if the onions broke down the way that they did, an onion is a much firmer thing than a tomato. So maybe just leaving them on. I wonder if I should cover this and just let it literally like kind of boil. I'm gonna try that. This looks like it. This looks like the lid for it. That works. That's the lid we're gonna use. Time is it? 2 o'clock. I need to set an alarm. I gotta go pick up the homie at the airport. Kind of need to do that. Oh, I have another phone here. I keep forgetting. I forget I have my old phone still. For 4:15 a.m. That'll do. That'll do. Oh, that'll do, donkey. Oh, that'll do. Oh, that'll do. I can hear that boiling in there. I want to let it boil too. I want to leave it and let it do its thing. Damn, we got 15 likes on this. That's pretty solid. Two o'clock in the morning. We started doing this, what? 1:15? 1:01? We're a little off. What's up? Oh shit, what's up, Tina? How you doing? Good to see you. Okay, it's starting to look a little more spaghetti saucy. It's like, and I think leaving the lid on it will make it suck more of the moisture out of the tomatoes. That way, because I want the sauce to be, like I said, I want it to stand out, the tomato to stand out in the sauce. And before I added that extra small can of crushed tomatoes, it was looking a little too much meat. And yet, don't get me wrong, I like a meaty sauce, but I don't want it to be like excessively, obscenely, just like, I don't want to taste hamburger meat first. I want to taste the spaghetti first. Boy, oh boy. It's going to be a long, drawn-out process of waiting on this sauce to get where I want it to be. And this pot is deep enough to where I could probably just leave it sitting here. I could probably pull the heat off a little and just leave it sitting here cooking like kind of for the next hour or so. That's probably what I'll do, because I ate a couple slices of pizza. So I'm not like starving right now. In fact, I'm gonna let it cook for about another 10-15 minutes. And then we add our oregano leaves and our parsley flakes and our basil leaves, and then for a little kick, crushed red pepper. 1 packet. Start getting this pasta water. Now all I gotta do is add heat to that whenever I'm ready for it. Okay. I kind of take it back. The longer you let it cook, this is starting to look like spaghetti now. It's chunky spaghetti and it's super, super duper meaty, but it's still starting to look like spaghetti yet. I'm just thinking, man, I'm looking at these bites that I'm gonna be getting somewhere along in here, and I'm like, I don't know about that. No bell peppers, we're doing just no bell peppers, we're just doing crushed red peppers. Crushed red pepper flakes, I mean. And I might do two packs of that because this is a lot of sauce. We'll see. It sucks because I kind of knocked this sauce out of the park, or like 2 or 3 times ago when I made it. And it's like when you do something the best that you've ever done it before, it's hard to recreate that. I did the same thing with the gravy. I made like the best gravy I've ever made a few times ago. And then I kept trying to chase that dragon, the gravy dragon. And don't try to chase the gravy dragon, guys. Just listen, let me tell you about the gravy dragon. You're gonna lose. In the long run, it doesn't matter. Even if you win with the gravy dragon, you're gonna lose. And just, man, gravy isn't exactly the kind of thing that you can just up and do. You can't exactly practice every day with fighting the gravy dragon. But one day I'll make it again, and then I'll be like, wow, this might be the best that I've ever done it. And then that best just continues to get better little by little. And then the average begins to get also your average, and your worst gravy begins to get as good as your best gravy was at one time in your life. See, this is just a little gravy wisdom, you know, guys, what I'm here for. I'm here to, like, I teach, but I fat. You know, sometimes you make your gravy and it don't come out right, but that's all right, because there's been times that you've made gravy and it come out real bad. But this time when you made it, at least it's good enough to eat. There's been times that you made your gravy and it ain't even fitting to eat. At least the gravy's fitting to eat. You heard what I'm saying there? Like I said it. Hell yeah. Y'all heard what I said? Hey, Planet 4, roll fucking tide. Roll damn tide. Roll damn tide. Yeah, dude. I do be liking some gravy. But yeah, gravy, it turned out great a couple of times ago. And I remember saying it was a virtual Red Band night. And I remember being like, guys, I think I just made the best gravy I've ever made in my life, like from scratch. But then I kept doing it over and over. And, you know, like I said, chasing the gravy dragon. Now I'm chasing the spaghetti sauce dragon because I did it perfect a couple times ago. I had the ratio just right. The Horatio Sands was just right. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I need to just keep going, 2.5 pounds of hamburger meat. Because I probably got 3.5 pounds of hamburger meat in here. More than likely, that's probably 3.5 pounds of hamburger meat with four full cans of whole peeled tomatoes, 1 small can, a regular sized can of crushed tomatoes, 1 small regular sized 6-ounce can of tomato paste. And I just let the water be the water from the tomatoes. So it's getting juicy and watery, which weirdly is what I wanted to create. I I wanted to trap all of this heat in there so that it literally cooks those whole chunky pieces of tomato apart. Cook them apart. And then we're gonna leave it. It's 2:13. I'm gonna wait until I'll give it till 2:20, and then I'm gonna add my seasonings. And at 2:20, when I add my seasonings, I'm just gonna crank it down on low and just keep coming out here and stirring it sporadically until I have to go pick up Tony from the airport. And yeah, then we'll probably end this stream. I kind of need to take a shower. Maybe I'll drop it down on super low. After it gets down to low heat, maybe I'll go ahead and take a shower. Like I said, I gotta pick up him from the airport in like 2.5 hours. And honestly, this sauce is gonna cook until then. I'm letting this shit cook till the cows come home, brother, because I really wanna like soften up and break apart as much of those whole tomatoes pieces as I can. That's such a dumb thing that I did, dude. I can't get over how dumb it was that I just kind of slow and low. That is the tempo. Hans Blitz, they did not play Clemson. South Carolina had a bye week this week. Clemson played Stanford and didn't beat them as bad as they should have. Hell of a day in games. So I'll explain this to y'all. I don't know if you care. Emo, we're done with Red Dead 2. So no more of that for now. We're completely done with Red Dead 2. We are going to be visiting John again, but in the same way that we are also going to be visiting our beasts in Hogwarts Legacy. We haven't done it yet. One day we will. But we're going to be moving on to Grand Theft Auto 5. The next time we go live for games, it'll be for that. It'll be creating our player and doing our first mission, getting the hang of it. So that'll be the next thing that we stream live. I don't know. I don't know about doing it online. I'm definitely, you guys know, I'm a big campaign mode guy. So probably going to be hanging tight on campaign mode for a minute. But I think that the point of me doing GTA was to get into role play, because that's what Red Band said that I should do. And if I've learned anything in life, is that fucker knows he knows what's coming next. So I should do anything that he says do. Kind of like, I honestly, I think that's pretty solid method of life, I think, is if fucking Red Band says, hey, you should do this thing, then you fucking do it. He's predicted podcasts. He predicted fucking VR is going to be the next huge thing. Kill Tony. Kind of, the man, he's got his ear to the ground, that's for sure. So he said I would do well on role playing. He said that he still watches people play GTA role play and stuff today. And that game's been out for however long. I don't expect myself to enjoy GTA as much as I enjoyed Red Dead, but I'm still gonna do it. It's still gonna be fun. We got about 3 minutes on the. I'm using the ovens clock. They're off by about 30 seconds, I think. The things that happened in sports today, the cool things that I needed to happen were, I really wanted Alabama to beat Georgia. That would kind of solidify Alabama as being a powerhouse, even with the new coach. We're still in it. That gives me hope for like another dynasty, which I know everybody else is sick of, but let's be honest. If you're a fan of that team, yeah, you want to win every year. And if your team actually can win every year, then why not, dude? That's what I want. But anyway, I wanted that to happen. And it did. I needed the Atlanta Braves to win. So Alabama beat Georgia. I needed the Atlanta Braves to win against the Royals. We beat the Royals. I needed the Mets to lose against the Brewers. The Brewers beat the Mets. And I needed the Padres to beat the Diamondbacks. And the Padres beat the Diamondbacks. So all 4 things that I really needed to happen today in my sports world to make my teams like contenders for playoffs in each respective sport all happened, which fucking rules. 2:19, and this shit is boiling. So we're gonna rip this lid off of here, and we're gonna leave it lidless and let this moisture get out now. Okay, now it's looking more like sauce, which is cool. Okay, drop this all the way down to low. All right, let's start with oregano. We're going half the diameter of the pot with oregano. Half the diameter of the pot with basil. I'm just going to take this cap off so I can pour it out good. And then we're going the entire diameter of the pot with parsley. And we're doing a heavy layer of it. And it looks like a fucking golf course. It looks like a shitty golf course green on top of this fucking thing. This is, as I have been proclaiming, a lot of sauce. So it's gonna take a lot. And then we give it our crushed red peppers. I keep getting vibrations on this thing. Yeah, we're gonna let 1 packet of flakes be enough for that. Okay, we're just gonna need more seasoning than we just put in there. I'm gonna have to double down on that entire thing. I keep hearing the vibration, but I forget it doesn't show notifications when you're live. Oregano. We're not completely completely doubling down. We're just slightly revisiting. Even though we salted and peppered the meat heavily, I'm gonna go back in here and do all that again. Because it needs it. Smells like Christmas time on top of this. Now it's looking like I kind of want it to look. So I kind of want to see small remnants of the seasonings in the sauce. But when I stirred it the first time, it was like you couldn't even see specks. Now I can see. Now I can see the seasoning existing in the sauce. Visibly, I can see it. So that shit's on low right now. Tell you what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm actually bringing this back in here because we're gonna call this stream for the night. Because I keep hearing vibrating on here, and I know I got to pick the homie up from the airport soon, so I need to figure out if there's any kind of issues or whatnot with that. With that being said, let's have one more word from the sponsors here. And tell you what I'm going to also do is my friend, well, not my friend, but someone who I watched sometimes is live, and I'm going to offer you guys up her live stream because I bet some of you want something to go check out. What's up, Blondie? Parsley Whore. Batting 1,000. Damn right. Be Tindy. There we go. Also, Whatever Podcast is live, but there's like 2.3K people watching the Whatever Podcast, and there's only a handful over watching yeah, just have Have fun over in Gizmo's chat. Don't be weird. For the love of the Lord, don't be weird. She's a very, very nice person. I don't think that the humor that we use is congruent to what will be acceptable there. So just keep that in mind. Oh, is Stacy live? Oh, snap. Well, in that case, damn, she's doing it, man. She's got 18 people in there. I'm proud of her, dude. There you go. Oh, dude, Blondie, that's the best part of Gizmo. Gizmo's voice acting is incredible. I absolutely love her voice acting. She has so many characters that lives in her head, and that is such a beautiful thing. I love that, man, because I'm also the same. I have all these different like characters that live there. So yeah, happy to that. Happy to you guys. You also noticed that, Blondie. But yeah, the homie Stacy is also live on Twitch. So if you guys have the Twitch, she's actually doing great. Like I knew she would. I knew she would because she's playing all the right games. She's doing it at like the right time. I like streaming late because that's what the kind of people that watch live streams. We're vampires, dude. We're late night people. We're live streaming people. It's a late night thing. I feel like people who like what weirdos watch live streams in the daytime. Like, come on, am I bleeding here? Or is that just look how bad I'm breaking out over here, guys? I don't know where that's coming from. It's just probably like my mustache like touching down in this area, just like but yeah, if you guys have Twitch, please go over and click the link that I posted in the chat here up above a little bit for my friend Stacy. I actually know her in real life. We literally live literally across the yard from each other, and I say literally a lot, but I mean that. Where if I opened my door and looked slightly to my right, I'd be looking at her house from where I used to live. And like, she's just, I've known her in real life for a long time. Please go make sure to be following her. And it looks like she's already made affiliate, so you can also drop a little subby poo on her if you do that sort of thing. And I think you get free Prime subs. And if you're not using that on my Twitch channel, which I don't really utilize a lot, I'm kind of more of a YouTube guy, but she is strictly on Twitch. Use that free Prime sub over on her. She's crushing it. She's got like 17 viewers over there right now, which is incredible. Proud of her. All right, guys. I'm going to go back in there and stir that pasta, but I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to jump in the chat on honestly both of these live streams for a little bit until I go over to see, to get the homie Tony from the airport. So I'm going to move this tab to a new window, and we're going to shrink it down to there. That way we can have both of these things open. Bloop. Bloop. There we go. Nice and neat. All right, guys. Be good people. Click either one of those things. Go watch Gizmo. Go watch Stacy. Yeah. That being said, I will more than likely not go live tomorrow night on account of doing the podcast when I get home. But depending on how fast that goes or how long I do the podcast for or how long I record, I might try to start off. I might start off with a little bit of GTA, but I would expect to do that on Monday night after Kill Tony. I would go sign up for Kill Tony this week, but the Atlanta Braves are playing a doubleheader against the Mets that day, and it's probably going to come down to us making the playoffs or not. So I'm definitely staying home and definitely watching those games. So yeah, doing that. But I would expect after all of that, after Kill Tony on Monday, probably going to go live then, and we will do our first GTA stream. But anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. Hold on, let me get you a little... Yeah, I know what you animals want. I'm going to drop this down to here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Be good people. I will for sure see you tomorrow. Monday, if not tomorrow as well. And yep, go jump over in Stacy's stream. Go jump over in Gizmo's stream. I'm going to be in both of them because I'm a psychopath and that's kind of what I do. All right, roll tide, guys. Be good people. You better stay away from my